Alright guys, so today we're going to be taking a look at your first Latin rhythm, groove, whatever you want to call it. It's called the Samba, and it originates from Brazil. Now this is a good all-purpose sort of Latin groove. You can use it across many different Latin tunes. It just sort of fits in pretty nicely. So before I get into showing you guys how to play it, I'm going to show you the foot pattern you use. That means the bass drum and the hi-hat movements are the same between this one, and it's the same for the bossa nova, which is the groove I'll be showing you in the next video. So it's good to know because it's actually used across many different Latin grooves. So it sounds like this. So boom, chick, boom, boom, chick, boom, boom, chick, boom, boom, chick, boom. Now it's kind of frustrating to learn at first, especially when you're trying to like play it with your hands on top of that. So for now, if you just want to play the bass, drop the hi-hat, that's fine. So but yeah, there you guys go. That's what that's all about. So as far as hands go, this is what I guess I'll just show you guys what the whole thing is gonna sound like. Alright, so let's break that up a little bit. First of all, I was just doing straight eighths on my ride. You can also do that in quarter notes if you want. That's fine. Eighth notes, I think, are probably easier. Stuff just fits into place better on the eighth notes. But on my, let's take a look at my snare drum there. I'm just playing on the 2, and then I'm playing on the 4, and on the end of 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. So pretty simple there. But then the hard part is putting your bass drum into that. You're going to be playing your bass drum on beat 1, the end of 2, beat 3, and the end of 4. So I'll count that off while I play it. 1, 2, and 3. Hold on. 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 3, 4. Now that's take a look at the beat. The end of 4 leads you right into your next hit on the first. So it's sort of like a cycle. So 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 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 1. So it goes, it just leads you right back into the groove again at the top of the measure. So I found the best way to learn this Latin stuff was to break it up into pieces, play like my hands together, play one hand and my foot together, the other hand and my foot together, until I finally I got a feel for everything and sort of knew how it was supposed to all fit together. So let's just try that. Like, let's say you're playing your ride and your bass. So right, and then you'll do you can add in your hand. You just do your hands. So then there's that, and then you can do all 3, ride, snare, bass. So the part of this groove that's going to take the most coordination and is the hardest is going to be the end of the measure, because you're playing your snare drum on the 4 and the end of 4, and you're playing your bass drum on the end of 4 and beat 1. So what it's going to sound like is you're going to have, so you're going to play your snare both at the same time, then your bass. So the best way to just think about that is just think it's like one overlap and then to the other one. So snare, bass. So that's going to be your and of your 4, your and of 4, and your 1. Your and of 4 is when you're playing both. Your 4 is when you're playing your snare, and your 1 is when you're playing your bass. So just work on like going like. Because that's kind of, it's one of those things that takes some coordination and it can be kind of frustrating. So yeah, I don't expect you, the hi-hat's probably the last thing you want to add in. That's kind of that's hard to learn. But once you start getting these grooves down, they'll start making more sense to you. I know this stuff's foreign, because it is foreign. But I say this about just about everything. Stick with it, and don't give up. It sounds pretty cool. Next we're going to be getting to Bossa Nova, which is a cooler sounding beat than the Samba, I think, but it is harder to learn, harder to play. More stuff on the offbeats, more syncopated stuff. So hang in there, guys, but this stuff will be cool once you got it down.